want to introduce one man. I'm
Yes, sir.
allow this to Ian to do this.
So we brought on a guy, a gentleman, an amazing man, who's an expert in Web 3.0, Mr. Tony Bravado. Now, Mr. Tony is the co-founder of NFT Charlotte. You know, he's on screen. We got him on board. And today we're going to be having a conversation about what in the world is Web 3.0, how does it work, how does this whole NFT thing work, but also how can we as a people actually make money in this space without getting scammed, right? And making sure that we protect ourselves in this space. So, Mr. Tony, thank you so much again for joining us. How you doing so far today?
I'm great, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to educate the students and people across the country. I'm here.
Absolutely. So let's just get right into it. All right, so we hear this word Web 3.0, we hear about blockchain. What is Web 3.0 and blockchain, and how does it work in the most simple way possible?
All right, let's see what we can do. All right. Basically, the blockchain is like a ledger. Think of it like a list of transactions. Like one thing about blockchain is it's like it could be NFTs. It's like an ecosystem. The NFTs, it could be DeFi. It could be, it's a transparent of a bunch of this ecosystem of DeFi, like DeFi finance and NFTs and cryptocurrencies. And it's all based on the decentralized storage, which means no one has ownership of it. Which means it's right now it's like the platforms you currently use, like Instagram, Twitter, and all these other social media platforms. The one thing that happens on these platforms is at any given time they can kick you off, which means you're left with nothing. All your hard work will be gone. But with blockchain, it's a transparency. It's there. It can't be manipulated. It's no government organization controls it.
So essentially, blockchain is a place that you can see its history and its transactions, but it allows you to have complete ownership and complete control of everything you do.
So what you're saying is my name is on there. Oh, that's mine. You can't even fake like it's yours.
You can't fake it. What's on there is on there, and it's real.
Man, so you got the blockchain, right? Another intimidating aspect when it comes to currency. Cryptocurrency, a lot of people believe in physical dollars. They believe in seeing exactly how their money works. Can you teach us, educate us about what cryptocurrency is?
Cryptocurrency is digital. And think of it like your video game. Think of it like Fortnite, right? You need Fortnite. You need to have a currency inside this ecosystem to go ahead and buy skins. Kind of like you played GTA before, right?
Of course, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So you needed to go buy a car, and you need to go have money to do things. You want to go buy a house and stuff like that. So there's this ecosystem of how you can have control or can purchase things and have ownership of the purchase of things that are available. So let's think of cryptocurrencies as something like that. It's like you're trading, but instead of you can trade it from digital currency into like fiat currency. And fiat currency is actually money in real life that you can go ahead and swap it for. So it's basically inside of this ecosystem of buying, trading, like Bitcoin. I don't know if y'all familiar with Bitcoin. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Do you own any Bitcoin?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I got my ledger back at home. It's
do.
all on there. Yes, sir. Ledger Man X, of course.
So Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is that once again it's decentralized, but at the same time, the people are controlling their money. There's no big banks that's actually the control of it. And basically, have different things that it can actually be used for, like Ethereum. I don't know if you own Ethereum. You heard about Ethereum?
Heard about
Right
Ethereum.
about it.
All right, so Ethereum. So think of Bitcoin as oil or gold.
Okay.
And think of Ethereum as electricity. So electricity, you needed to use it to do what? To power a lot of things. So that's what cryptocurrency is. It's to power a lot of things efficiently, but not to be under control of a bank, where the bank can tell you exactly what to do with your money and be in control of it, which means it puts you in control of your own money.
So, all right, so we hear these different cryptocurrencies, right? We hear Ethereum, we hear Bitcoin, we hear Cardano, Solana, etc. And especially with this new market going down, what are some things that we should be aware of in terms of knowing how to select the right cryptocurrency? Because there's been a lot of scams out there. They would call rug pulls where people will buy a certain cryptocurrency and the creator will just take all the money and run. And now you just got scammed out of thousands. I know somebody that got scammed out of actually $5,000 personally, right? So what do we do in order to make sure that we are safe when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency? And how can we make sure that we are aware of differentiating the ones that actually are real and the ones that are fake and scams?
Well, what you have to do is do your own research. That's anything you do when it has involving money. The biggest thing is a lot of times the media is a big fear thing. They want you to be scared of the market because right now the NFT market is still going good. The crypto market, everybody heard about the scams with the FTX and what currently going on, but it's like you have to realize that you have to do your own research. And the first thing I do when I'm looking at a project is who's involved. I figure out who's involved, who are the creators, what the community looks like, how the community resonates with me. I don't invest anything unless I have a personal, tangible, real life thing that's attached to it. Like what can I use in the real world? I think that's a lot of things that people need to invest in. If it sounds too good to be true, 9 out of 10 times it is.
Right.
And also, we have to educate ourselves on hot and cold wallets.
What's
Hot
the
and cold
difference between the
wallets.
two? What's the difference between the two? Hot and cold
A hot
wallet. What
wallet
is that?
is when it's attached to a network, which means
Okay.
you're open for attacks. That's like if I put, like if your bank account, right? Your bank account currently is hot. Why? It's always on. It's always attached to a bank right now. With a cold wallet, which means imagine you could take all the money off your debit card and store it on let's say on a hard drive, right? And you can put the hard drive underneath your mattress, which means nobody can get access to it. You just plug it up to the system whenever you want to. That's the difference
Right.
between a cold wallet and a hot wallet. So a lot of times when people get prone to attacks, is because they stay on. They stay on the hot wallet. They stay on the network. They're
Right.
not really unplugged. You never keep all your money in one wallet. You got to be
Absolutely.
you got to learn how to diversify. And what diversify is having many wallets lined up. Some people have wallets that have their expensive assets of NFTs. Some people have wallets that have $3,000 to $4,000 worth of Ethereum on one or Polygon on one, and they just basically trade with whatever they're going to trade with. So it's always diversified. Don't put all your assets and don't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to be diversified to have enough, to do whatever transaction you're trying to do, but also make sure you protect yourself.
Okay, I think that's important. So let's go into this direction, NFTs. Right? I think that's important because we hear NFTs and
We
whatnot.
hear NFTs all the time. We see it. We like, oh, that's just a picture that you paid for.
Right.
Like-
Like somebody spent 10 million for an image of this water bottle? What you
Very.
mean?
It's confusing to the general public. So can you please educate us?
All right, think of Instagram, okay? Instagram or TikTok. All the content you post on these platforms, and think of it as how everybody does skits and sketches and stuff like that, right? They do sketches or they talk about their makeup line and stuff. Imagine you can make that into an artwork or sell the video or make a music, and think every time somebody clicks or like that picture, it's actually not a click or like, it's actually a purchase. So
Okay.
it can be anything. One thing about NFTs are digital assets. They can be music, they can be videos, they can be games, they can be art. So it's not just artwork. It's not just a picture of a monkey. It can be anything. There's different platforms that support music, social tokens, and what a social token is if you have a music that is out, I can basically purchase your album, but be involved in your community, which means every time that the higher your success in your career go, I can make money off the album as well. So which means I'm personally investing into your career.
Okay.
That's what's huge right now too. They have a thing that's called Glass XYZ, which means you can put your music video on Glass XYZ, and how many people like your video or watch your video will all of a sudden get to be a part of this this community that actually supports you. So it's like, you know, I'm invested in the video, but every time I share the video or I like the video, the artist gets paid too. So the artist is actually invested
Okay.
in that as well.
So essentially, NFT is a way that allows you to have more control over what you own, but also be able to make
Yes,
money off of the resale of your own
absolutely.
property.
So it's everybody helping everybody.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yes, and
Got
like you
it.
got
Got it.
social tokens. It's a community because the one thing is a lot of people think it's just art. It's not just art. It can be anything. It can be anything you want it to be. It's so many communities. Like we already currently are involved in communities now. Like you got skateboarders, you got BMX people, you got music people. You know, you got golf kids. Like it's just think of it as high school, but in a way, it's whatever you'll find your tribe and find your community and whatever it resonates with you, and that community becomes your community. But NFTs can be anything.
And correct me if I'm wrong. So like I heard this story before. Somebody bought a house with an NFT, right? And so like,
Yes.
and this is just my way of thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong. An NFT allows you to verify the asset that you are purchasing because it doesn't have to just be a digital asset. You can use an NFT in the real world to verify that that asset is real. Correct? Am I missing something in that department?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like currently today, it's just announced that Starbucks actually has an NFT rewards program that you're buying into. Frontier Airlines has an NFT, but they don't call it an NFT. They call it a reward program or a
Right.
digital rewards program. And basically, like Frontier Airlines have a thing where you pay $600 a month, $600 one flat fee, and you fly anywhere you want to, except for the blackout dates for a whole year. But they only limit it for 24 hours for how many people jump on, into the program. Starbucks has a reward-based program for when you buy the NFT. Now you get special perks and get special prices off their partnership deals that they're currently having. So it's like all these real world things that actually exist with reward based programs are NFTs. So these
Right.
things are real case uses on what NFTs can do. And this is basically we call it utility of the NFT.
Okay. So what it does. Okay. I think that makes sense. So look, I think we only have time for one more question because again, production in my ear, they're telling me we gotta wrap it up. But
Gotcha.
talk to us about briefly in like a minute or less, what is NFT Charlotte and where can people find you to stay in touch?
Oh yeah, well we're NFT Charlotte. We're based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, but we travel all across the country teaching blockchain technology and Web3. We're actually launching a tour that's basically catered to what you guys, the collegiates, the students, the high school students. We got an 8 city tour that's going to be launching in March, starting in Charlotte, Houston, Indiana, New Orleans, and Cincinnati, and I think Arizona and San Diego. I'm not sure, but yeah, we're gonna be launching it. Basically, what we're gonna be doing is teaching kids how to get into blockchain technology, workshops, speakers, launch your own NFTs, and basically bringing the all this in the ecosystem of what we're building to people where they are now and representing communities. You can find us at Y3K Takeover. .xyz. You can find us at NFT Charlotte or NFTCLT.solutions. Follow us on Instagram at NFT CLT or on Twitter at NFT CLT too as well.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Tony, thank you again for taking the time to educate
Thank
us
you.
about just the whole entire metaverse, cryptocurrency, Web 3.0, because this actually brings clarity to a lot of us.
lot.
Because this can be very confusing real fast with this
Extremely.
absurd amount of information. So, thank you for
Well,
taking the
I
time.
just want
to share
before I
with
go, I
us.
just want people to understand one thing that before there was no computers, now we have computers. Before there was no cars, and now we have cars. Never fear the unknown because if it's new to people and it's going to be around, people always fear the unknown. But embrace it. Don't fight it.
Embrace the unknown.
Embrace it.
Absolutely. Thank you
Right.
so much, Mr. Tony. Let's turn it over to an intermission.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. The way I see it, I inherited a superpower